Hello, am I audible? Sumiran, Sumiran, am I audible? Sumiran, hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Just wait. Few candidates are coming.
Okay.
Okay, just wait. Now, in your previous class, means yesterday, I have discussed about uh, about the length contraction, means tail part of the Lorentz transformation equation. So uh, today we have discussed about time dilation. Time dilation. First is the length contraction and another is the time dilation of the Lorentz transformation equation. Length contraction and time dilation is most important for tail part of Lorentz transformation equation. So just wait. I am taking a screenshot of your attendance. Just wait, wait. So in this time dilation, we have again same thing will repeat for time dilation. Those we are discussing uh, for length contraction in for Lorentz transformation equation. Same thing will repeat for time dilation. For for time dilation, if उसमें क्या था हम लोग दो तरह का वी हैव टेकन टू टाइप्स ऑफ फ्रेम ऑफ रेफरेंस एस एंड एस डेस फ्रेम इज फिक्स्ड एंड sorry, S frame is fixed and as this frame is moving with a velocity v. So just wait, I am sharing my screen. Can you see your screen? Sorry, just wait. Can you visible screen? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, in previous class, this thing I have already told. Length contraction of frame of reference. According to this length contraction, in this class, ये पिछला क्लास में हो गया था, याद है ना जी? Length contraction. हेलो, अजय, सृष्टि प्रिया, सृष्टि,
Yes, sir.
ये पिछला क्लास में हो चुका था, याद आ रहा है? चलो, today I will again repeat it. I will repeat it in this class. Length contraction for Lorentz. Remember the diagram of Lorentz transformation equation. In Lorentz transformation equation, we have taken two frame of reference. One is uh, S frame of reference and another is S dash frame of reference. S frame of reference is moving with is fixed and S dash frame is moving with a velocity v. This is the main thing of this of the Lorentz transformation equation. Now again for length contraction we are taking two uh, frames S and S dash. X, Y, Z, T and X dash, Y dash, Z dash, T dash are the coordinates of S and S dash frame of reference. Now, this S dash frame of reference is moving relative to this S frame of reference with x-axis. Suppose if a rod, here I have taken a rod here in x-axis, in both the frames we have taken a rod, this part, and for this as this frame, again, this is the rod. Here, this is the rod. The initial part of the rod for SDS frame of reference, we are talking about SDS frame of reference. The initial part of the rod means here, look my cursor, and the distance between the initial part of the rod and the y-axis is x1 dash, for this SDS frame of reference here, and another end means end of the rod here. The distance from the end of the rod, this part to y-axis is x2 dash, means here I have written x2 dash. So the length can be written as L dash. L dash is equal to, we can write x2 dash minus x1 dash. Here L dash is equal to x2 dash minus x1 dash, because x2 dash is the final end of the distance from the final end to the y-axis, and x1 dash is the distance from the initial end of the rod to the y-axis. So length of the length difference ends of the rod length will be written as L dash, and it can be written as x2, and it will be equal to x2 dash minus x1 dash. Equation 1. Suppose an observer in S is moving, measure the length of the same rod for this S frame of reference. So here again we put a rod, the length, the same thing will be repeated. The length of the rod, initial part of the rod and the y-axis, the distance is x1, and final part of this rod means here, look my cursor, to the y-axis is x2. So the length for this S frame of reference, we can write L is equal to x2 minus x1, this part. From Lorentz transformation equation, we know that according to Lorentz transformation equation, the position should be written as x2 dash is equal to this part, and x1 dash is equal to this part. x2 dash is equal to x2 minus bt divided by root under 1 minus b square by c square, and x1 dash is equal to x1 minus bt divided by root under 1 minus b square by c square. Both the value can be taken as a common in the form of equation 3. Now on putting the value of equation 3 in 1, here this equation, the value of x2 dash and x1 dash will be put in this equation 1. So equation 1 states that L dash is equal to x2 dash minus x1 dash. So here we can write, just wait, here we can write L dash is equal to, in place of x2 dash we can write the value of x2 dash is x2 minus bt divided by root under 1 minus b square by c square, this part, minus x1, the value of x1 x1 dash is x1 minus bt divided by root under 1 minus b square by c square, this part. Now L dash is equal to, we have taken an LCM, root under 1 minus b square by c square. So here rest part is x2 minus bt minus, here minus x1 this part, this part will cancel, so rest part is x1 minus bt. So here minus into this minus plus x1 plus bt. So bt will cancel. Rest part of this equation is L dash is equal to x2 minus x1 divided by root under 1 minus b square by c square. Here I have written. So L dash is, we know that this x2 minus x1 here from equation 2, according to this equation, we can say that x2 minus x1 is equal to 1, L. So in this place x2 minus x1, we can write L here. Means L dash is equal to L divided by root under 1 minus b square by c square. After that, we have do cross multiplication, means we have measure the length L should be equal to L dash into this part, means L dash into 1 minus root under 1 minus b square by c square. Length contraction. This is the length contraction of Lorentz transformation equation. Now, if you have any doubt, ask question. Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
If you have any doubt, ask question. There is no question. So, let's start for time dilation. Just wait. For time dilation, this is the part of time dilation. Below this part means length contraction. Time dilation is given here. According to the special theory of relativity, time intervals are also affected by relative motion between two frame of reference, and reference frame as this is moving with a velocity v along the axis x-axis. We have know these things. So at any instant, if as this frame of reference is moving with v velocity, so at any time both the frames are coincides. Origin of both the frames are coincides. It means t is equal to t dash is equal to 0. So the observer in s dash notes the time t2 dash. The observer in s dash frame notes the time as t2 dash, and for s frame it will be t1 dash. The observer which is placed in s dash frame notes the time as t2 dash, and for s frame of reference it can be t1 dash. According to Lorentz transformation equation, we know that this part, the value of t1 dash and t2 dash according to Lorentz transformation equation, I have already observe the value of t2 days and t1 days in the Lorentz transformation equation, and will be equal to t1 dash is equal to t1 minus bx divided by c square divided by root under 1 minus b square by c square, and for t2 days is equal to t2 minus bx by c square divided by root under 1 minus b square by c square. Both are taken as equation 1. So if delta t days here for time dilation, if delta t days be the interval of time assumed by the observer in s dash frame, delta t days be the interval of time assumed by the observer for s dash frame. So in this case, we can write delta t dash is equal to t2 dash minus t1 dash. Here for length contraction, I have written L dash is equal to, see here, for equation 1, L dash is equal to x2 minus x1, x2 dash minus x1 dash. Similarly, for s dash frame of reference, the time interval delta t dash assumed by the observer for s dash frame of reference, it can be written as t2 dash minus t1 dash. Now this is equation 2. Again for delta t, suppose this part for s dash frame of reference, equation 2 will be arise from equation from s dash frame of reference. Now we have discussed about equation 3. So if delta t be the interval of time, this delta t be the interval of time assumed by the observer which is placed at the frame S is equal to T2 dash minus T1 dash. For this as frame of reference, time interval delta t is equal to T2 minus T1. Here, on the basis of equation 2, we can write here for time dilation this part. Now, this is equation 3. Now, on putting the value of equation 1 into means the value of T1 days and T2 days will be put in this equation 2 here in this equation. So delta t days is equal to here in place of delta t days we can write here delta t days equal to the value of T2 days which is given in this equation 1. Just wait. The value of T2 days which is given in this equation 1 can be written in this place T2 days. So it will be equal to this T2 minus Bx divided by C square divided by root under 1 minus B square by C1 C square minus here this part minus T1 the value of T1 dash. Again this part is given in equation 1 means here T1 minus Bx by C square divided by root under 1 minus B square. This part can be written as can be put in this place. So we are taking LCM. So LCM will be root under 1 minus B square by C square. On solving this part, root under 1 minus B square by C square will cancel. So rest part is T2 minus Bx divided by C square. This part minus, here minus, I have written minus. And again this part will cancel. So here T1 minus Bx by C square. So T1 minus this minus and minus will be cancelled. Minus into minus will be plus and Bx by C square. So here minus Bx by C square and plus Bx by C square will be cancelled. So rest part is T2 minus T1 divided by this root under 1 minus B square by C square. This part T2 minus T1 divided by this root under 1 minus B square by C square. I have written here. Now again we know that delta t from equation 3 we know that delta t is equal to T2 minus T1 here this part. So the value of T2 minus this part T2 minus T1 we can write delta t here divided by this root under 1 minus B square by C square. This is the formula which arises from Lorentz transformation equation for length contraction and time dilation. Now, if you have any doubt, ask question from length contraction and time dilation. If you have any doubt, ask question.
सर टाइम डायलेशन का लैंग्वेज भी लिखना पड़ेगा सर?
हाँ, लैंग्वेज लिखना पड़ेगा इसमें लैंग्वेज नहीं लिख पाओगे तुम लोग?
लिख लेंगे सर।
हेलो अबुल।
यस।
हाँ जीसन आस्क।
इसमें लैंग्वेज भी लिखना पड़ेगा ना सर?
yes language is required. If you don't write language then answer will be not completed. Okay.
Yes sir.
हमको इसमें लैंग्वेज तुम लोगों को चाहिए ना?
यस सर।
लैंग्वेज चाहिए। अच्छा देखते हैं, ठीक है, कल तक साइट देख ले, कल क्लास करो, पता चल जाएगा। ठीक है
ठीक है। और हेलो सर।
हाँ
LMS में आपका फर्स्ट एग्जाम जो हुआ सर हम लोग, उसके बाद का नोट्स सर नहीं शो हो रहा है सर।
नोट्स फर्स्ट एग्जाम के बाद तो यही चल रहा है ना, लॉरेंस ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन।
ओके।
हेलो,
इससे पहले जो दो क्लास हुआ सर, वो रिपीट क्लास था सर।
ये रिपीट कर रहे हैं, नहीं तो फिर ये समझ में नहीं आएगा। समझ में आ रहा
यस
ना?
सर, यस सर।
रिपीट कर रहे हैं। अभी जो पार्ट है, अब हमारा रिपीट भी ये कंप्लीट है लगभग। अब हम नोट्स जो है कल से देखते हैं, हम नोट्स को दे देंगे साइट में, ठीक है? स्कैन नहीं करा पा रहे थे,
Yes,
इसीलिए
sir.
नोट्स नहीं दे रहे हैं।
यस
अगर यही चीज चाहिए तो बोलो, हम इसी को दे देंगे, फिर से अपलोड कर देंगे। चाहिए क्या?
सर ये सब तो दे ही दिए हैं, लेंथ
दे ही
कॉन्ट
दिए।
सेक्शन है सब।
क्या बोल रहे हैं?
सर लेंथ कॉन्ट सेक्शन है सब का नोट्स पहले ही दे दिए थे सर।
ये नोट्स दे दिए हैं मनीष?
हाँ सर,
ये नोट्स लिख
लेंथ
लोगे,
कॉन्ट
इससे
सेक्शन का
इससे
है।
बना लोगे तुम लोग नोट्स? नोट्स बना लोगे? जिसान बोलो,
यस सर।
यस सर।
बना लोगे तो फिर हम अपलोड नहीं करेंगे, यही पार्ट रहेगा, ठीक है? अदरवाइज हम पूरा लैंग्वेज बना करके हमको देना होगा। क्या बोल रहे हो, बोलो।
और सबसे पूछिए ना सर, क्या बोल रहा है?
सर बना लेंगे।
बना लेगा ना? आयुष कुमार, इलेक्ट्रिकल 14, बोलो। आयुष, आयुष बोलो, बना लोगे? आयुष, अच्छा कल से हम नोट्स अपलोड कर देंगे, ठीक है, फुल लेंथ। चलो अब नेक्स्ट पार्ट अभी हम स्टार्ट करेंगे। अनम्यूट करो। नाउ नेक्स्ट पार्ट इज, which is most important, that is the equivalence of mass and energy is equal to mc square. Equivalence of mass and energy, this part in your university exam, this part will be important. This part, Lorentz transformation equation and equivalence of mass and energy, both are important. Out of these two, again there is a question. This question is very much important. So by direct application of Lorentz transformation, x square plus y square plus z square minus c square t square is invariant. This is the most important question of this syllabus, this chapter. X square plus y square plus z square minus c square t square is invariant. We have detect c square t square. We know that where it comes from, means according to Lorentz transformation, this part will arise, c square t square. Again in 230 at 230 class, again this part will repeat. This is the most important thing for your internal exam as well as your university exam also. So in this again start equivalence of mass and energy. So energy can be defined into work and force as the rate of change of momentum. We know that work and force as the rate of change of momentum can be referred as energy. So according to this, according to the statement, we can write, we can know that we know that F is equal to m into A, force is equal to mass into acceleration. So acceleration is equal to dv by dt. Okay, या समझ में आ रहा है ना जी? F is equal to m into A. So A is equal to, we know that acceleration is equal to rate of change of velocity. That's why we can write dv by dt. So here F is equal to d by dt or into m into B, equation 1. Now according to the theory of relativity, the mass as well as velocity both are variable. So if they both are variable, we can write F is equal to m dv by dt plus here v into dm by dt. Now this is equation 2. When F force is acting, suppose F force is acting on a particle, the particle will displace through a distance, suppose dx. Then increase in kinetic energy, decay. Kinetic energy can be written in decay, is given as decay is equal to, here decay is equal to F into dx. Suppose a force, there is a force acting on a particle, and so due to the force, external force applied acting on the particle, the the particle displaced from one point to another point, means it the particle displaced at a distance dx. So increase in kinetic energy, here kinetic energy can be written as decay. Decay is equal to F into dx, F into s. W is equal to F into s. We know that work is equal to F into s. So here in place of work we can write energy, decay, kinetic energy, decay is equal to F into dx. Now equation 3. So on putting the value of equation 2 in 3, so we can write decay is equal to 2 in 3, means in place of this F we can, sorry, just wait, decay, here decay is equal to the value of F. The value of F is given in equation 2. So this part is written here into this dx. So dx will multiply with both, means m dv by dt into dx plus v, this b dm by dt into dx. So m is equal to, we know that dx by dt, v velocity equal to distance by time, s is equal to v into t, v is equal to s by t. So here I have written here. So this decay is equal to m v, sorry, this dx by dt is equal to v into this dv, this part, plus v, this part v into dx by dt. In place of this dx by dt, again we know that v, so this v into v, v square into this dx. So equation 4. Equation 4 is decay is equal to m v dv plus v square dx. Now we know that the variation of mass with velocity, can be written as m is equal to m naught divided by root under 1 minus v square by c square. According to Einstein's, just a minute. According to Einstein's theory of relativity, we know that all clocks on the spaceship will go slow by a factor root under 1 minus v square by c square. The contract in length by a factor root under 1 minus v square by c square. So here variation of mass and velocity, we can write m is equal to m naught divided by this part, 1 minus root under 1 minus v square by c square is equal to m naught. Here root under, we can take an LCM, means c square. So here c square minus v square divided by this c square. So this is equation 5. So m square is equal to, just a minute, Manish Kumar. Here m into c square. If this root will be left, so m square is equal to m naught, on solving this, m naught square c square divided by root under, sorry, m naught c square, this part will go in the upward direction. So m naught c square divided by c square root under c square minus b square. If we are squaring both sides of equation 5, both sides of equation 5 squaring means here if m, it will be m square is equal to here m naught square, this part root under c square. So this root under c square goes in the upward part means it will be c square divided by here root under c square minus b square whole square means root will be removed. Root will be removed. So rest part is c square minus b square. So here if this m square will be multiplied with both c square and b square, so we can write in the left direction of this equation m square c square minus m square b square, look my cursor, is equal to rest part is m square m naught c square, sorry, m naught square c square. So here differentiating this equation, c square 2m dm minus b square 2m dm minus b square 2b dv is equal to 0. So this c square dm minus b square dm minus here mb dv is equal to 0 because here we have taken this part 2m. So c square dm is equal to this m dv plus this part will go in the right direction. So m dv plus this v square dm, equation 6. Equating equation 4 and 6. Here equation 4 and 6. We can write dk is equal to c square dm, here c square dm. In equation 4, dk is equal to m dv, mv dv plus v square dm. The value of c square dm is equal to this part, means same part. So dk is equal to, we can write c square dm. This is equation 7. Now the body is at rest initially. When the force acts on the body acquires with a velocity v, so the mass of the body increases from m naught to m. First, when the if the body is at rest condition, the mass is m naught. So according to this, we can write here m naught. And after, if the force is applied on the body moves with the velocity v and displaced from one point to another point. So its mass changes from m naught to m. The total kinetic energy of the body can be written as here dk is equal to integration mass changes from m naught to m c square dm, or k is equal to, we can write c square m minus m naught, equation 8. The total kinetic energy of a moving particle is the sum of the kinetic energy of the motion and the energy is at rest condition. Total kinetic energy of a moving body is sum of the sum of the kinetic energy of the motion and the energy is at rest condition, means total energy is equal, E is equal to K. K is the kinetic energy of the moving particle or moving body plus the energy which when the body is at rest condition, energy is m naught c square. So E is equal to K plus m naught c square. So here E is equal to K. In place of K, we can write c square m, this part, equation 8. Equation 8. we can put the value of equation in this place of k, means in place of this k, plus m naught c square, here m naught c square, or E is equal to, we have taken c square as a common, so rest part is m minus m naught plus m naught, this m naught. So E is equal to c square m minus m naught plus m naught, means m naught will cancel. If m naught will cancel, then E is equal to mc square. So E is equal to mc square. Equivalence of mass and energy. Equivalence of mass and energy of a particle. E is equal to mc square. If you are going in your higher semester, this part will again come in every stage in your problem, numerical problem like this. So first you think, first in this topic, first thing is, if the body is at rest condition, the mass will be m naught, like, and if the body moves with a velocity v in any direction, means it displays from one point to another point, its mass will be changed from m naught to m, here m naught to m. So equation 7, this equation 7 can be written as in this form. So k is equal to this m minus m naught, equation 8. Again we know that total energy, total kinetic energy of a moving body is the sum of kinetic energy of motion and the energy is at rest condition, means m naught c square. So the value of k, means equation 8, is put in this place. So E is equal to c square into m minus m naught plus this m naught c square. So E is equal to c square m minus m naught plus this, sorry, c square will be taken as a common, so rest part is m minus m naught plus this m naught. So this here m naught sign will be opposite, means one is positive and another is negative. So this m naught will be cancelled. If the m naught part will be cancelled, rest part is here m, then E is equal to c square m. E is equal to mc square. This is the main theme of this chapter. Means if you if university will ask, write down the expression for Lorentz transformation equation along with the length contraction and time dilation, then you prove that E is equal to mc square. So according to this, we can say that E is equal to mc square. The main thing is, if the body, you remember this part, this thing, if the body is at rest condition, then the mass will be m naught. So here I have written m naught. So we know that variation of mass of with with velocity, mass as well as velocity. So m is equal to m naught divided by root under 1 minus v square by c square. So if both squaring both sides of equation 5, this part will arise. M square is equal to m naught square c square, means here c square can be written in the upper part, here m naught into c square. So if both sides will square, then here m square, m naught square and c square, root under c square. Here root under c square. If this root under c square can